What's good, everyone? This your main correspondent, Alan Taylor, and I'm back in the broadcast room yet again, always with another one. And yes, indeed, it is another one. So, as you can clearly see the title of the broadcast, yes, this young lady has a warning for other women out there about looking at social media and trying to base their life off what other women are doing, because you never know what these chicks are up to out here and how they're getting this money. Real talk. So we're going to dive off into this. Let's see what she has to say. Quarters, nickels, and dimes, people.
So I just had a conversation with my client, y'all, and she said I could post this video. Of course, y'all not gonna know who I'm talking about, but she called me and she was like, Malika, I finally left my nigga. I said, what you left him for, girl? She said, because I had gave him some things that I wanted and he just couldn't do that for me. I said, okay, what did you want? She, read me a couple different things that she wanted. Just far as some money to start up her business. She wanted like a couple designer pieces and just overall some jewelry. I asked her, I said, what does your man do for a living? She said, oh, he works in like tech or something, but he makes good money.
Okay, so he works in tech. He makes good money. If you work in tech, I'm pretty sure you do make good money. She's going on about, she's wanting jewelry and all these types of things and money to start a business. Now, listen, look, hold on here. Hold on. First of all, are you his wife? That's first of all. Now, when you're dating, girlfriend, whatever, yeah, you buy a few things, a little jewelry here and there, stuff like that. Nothing crazy, on the amount of money. You're not supposed to do that for a girlfriend. A wife is totally different. But yeah. So she's asking, and my main trope here is she's asking for money to start a business. You're not his wife, baby.
So what the French toast is there to think about?
No, sorry, wrong. No, you don't help no girlfriend getting her no money to start no business. A girlfriend, no. See, and this is the point right here. A lot of men out here nowadays, and I'm just going to be honest with you, because it's crazy to me. Some men out here nowadays are giving women a substantial amount of money, income, all this type of stuff, and they're not their wives. I want to get on the men too at the same time. Men, you have to start saving things for your wife. You don't treat your girlfriend like your wife. It's totally different, a whole totally different scenario, whole totally different situation. Your girlfriend is not your wife. She don't get wife treatment as the girlfriend until she's proven herself enough to where you want to actually buy that ring and put it on her finger. You don't treat your girlfriend like your wife, bro. For real, though.
I said, okay, I'm a little older than she is. You have to have your man's income dreams. Not a rapper, scammer, robber, or somebody that makes well over a good amount of money to get all those things.
Now, where she coming from with this, and I agree with her on this point, as far as the type of man this young lady that she's describing was probably dating. Now, he's in tech, so yeah, he does make good money, but he's not stupid with it. He's not a street cat. So he's not going to be out here just blowing his money like that. And she's probably used to dudes that were just blowing money on her and stuff like that before she got with the tech guy. So it just is what it is here. Some people just never going to be compatible. You can't take a street bitch and give her a decent, hardworking guy in tech or any type of, decent 9-to-5, making good money, legally, and think she's going to be okay with it. No, she's used to the fast money. And that's what's going on here. She wants the fast money, and she also seeing on the internet probably her friends and all that type of stuff, you know what I'm saying, or whatever, dealing with these dudes, and like she said, scammers and robbers and all these type of cat stuff like that. Yeah, they get money fast and they blow it fast because they don't care. They not worried about their future. Them type of men do not worry about their future. They're not caring about tomorrow, because at the end of the day, the type of lifestyle that they're engaging in, 9 times out of 10, they know either it's not going to be a tomorrow or they're going to end up in jail. And there's still no tomorrow. You know, it's crazy, but you know, this is what some women are, you know, doing out here. And then they, you know, get to this, you know, epiphany out here. And then they want to settle down with the guy that's actually got some stability and things like that. But they want him to act like a street dude with his finances and stuff. And that's not going to work long term, being responsible like that. Ain't no responsible man finna be a street dude and just blow his stuff that he'd work hard for. He worked for that shit. He didn't get that shit for free out here.
So what the French toast is there to think about?
He ain't scamming nobody.
I think that sometimes we watch Instagram and we glorify what we see on Instagram, and we give our men such hard times because women are showing these bags, these shoes, these trips, these outfits, when majority of the time the man cannot even afford it. Like, he just can't. And it's not that your nigga's a broke nigga or he's not worthy of you.
Right.
He can't afford it. It's as simple. So,
and being able to afford it, you know what I'm saying? Like she said, it doesn't mean that he broke, because he not broke. You know what I'm saying? He got his house, car, stuff like that. He just financially responsible. And he not finna sit around here and buy unnecessary shit when it ain't needed. And I don't blame him. I'm the same way. I'm not finna buy unnecessary shit. That's crazy. That don't make logical sense. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. But a street cat will do stuff like that. And it's exciting to some women and stuff, especially once they start dealing with those type of men. It's exciting to them. It's spontaneous, all the type of stuff. And we know basically most women, the majority of women, do like spontaneous stuff. Let's just be honest. I get it. Don't get me wrong. But at the same time, though, too, you know, God put us on this planet as men to be more longevity thinking. And that's part of our duty as men. And we don't have time to be spontaneous. It's definitely after a certain age. You know, it's it's not going to work.
If money is what drives certain women or gifts and so forth, you have to know your man's tax bracket, okay? Because if you don't, you're going to be upset like my girl and ready to leave your nigga because he can't give you these things that you see on Instagram. Don't be that girl, because sometimes you'll lose a good nigga trying to figure out why you can't get this and get that when that man is a whole 9-to-5 working ass man. Okay?
Right. Listen, look.
So what the French toast is there to think about?
She did that dude a favor. The young lady that she taught her client, whatever, she did that dude a favor. Please, I'm telling you right now, she did that dude a huge favor. Now, you know, whether he was in love, stuff like that, you know, a little heartbroken every now and then, you know what I'm saying? It just is what it is. But she really did him a favor long term. She did him a good favor. Yes. What she need to do is she need to stick to the street cats, stay out there in the streets, you know what I'm saying? Do her thing with them. She get the fast money and all of the luxuries and stuff like that she want real fast and stuff like that. She need to stick to the street guys and leave the decent, responsible men alone. She has no place in the responsible world. And this is something that's not being talked about a lot, you know what I'm saying? You know, dealing with these modern day women. And sometimes some of these women do not belong in a responsible world. They need to stay out there with the irresponsible people. They need to stay out there. Stop trying to bring in irresponsible people in your life, because it will ruin that. It will ruin your whole program if you're a responsible person. They go for both men and women. It just is what it is. Shout out to all my subscribers. Mad love to y'all. If you're new to the channel, please hit that like, share, subscribe button. Make sure you ring that bell to be notified whenever I decide to post things. And like I always say,
and that, my friends, is the bottom line.
That, my friends, is the bottom line.